What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I have another timetable video for you guys. In this video I'm going to be showcasing all the timetables that I acquired during the Airliners International 2024 convention in Kansas City. This is going to be a very long timetable video because I have a whopping 21 timetables to take a look at here in this video, and this is the stack that I got. So a whole bunch of timetables included from the convention this year. Just a phenomenal time, as I've said in all of my other videos. Go check out the Airliners International 2024 community content playlist to see all the other content across the aviation community, and then check out my Airliners International 2024 MCI trip if you want to see just my content as well. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with the oldest timetables. I have this sorted in a reverse chronological order, but we're not going to do that because I don't actually like that format, to be honest. I like to do the oldest first, and then we'll move up in terms of age, or down, rather. So first up, we have this TWA system timetable from January 6th of 1971. Ambassador service, a whole new way to fly across the USA, plus new convenient commuter service, commuter departure, and arrival schedules. Now on the inside, we have one of these very cool world routes. So they have a lot of their US services in here as well, along with the various international destinations included. Here's our ambassador service routes. Oh, excuse me. So we have San Francisco and Los Angeles to places like Chicago, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington. And then here's some general passenger information included. And I'll go and just show a sample schedule here. I'll pull up Tulsa just for my friend Connor so you can see what the flights were like out of Tulsa back then. It's going to take me a minute here to find it since it's not exactly, it's set up like where it folds out into like 4 different pages. So I finally found Tulsa in here. So there is Tulsa right there, and you can see the information to whatever city, the times, frequencies, and the flight numbers, and also additional flight numbers are listed if you have to connect somewhere. It looks like I only see one number listed for Las Vegas. I wonder if that was a direct service. Very interesting, but I don't think. Yeah, so I see that there's connecting stops there on the right, or no, that's a meal section rather. The M there, just for a not exactly sure what that means. Let me see. It just says meal, so nothing specified like breakfast, lunch, or dinner or whatever. But yeah, a whole bunch of cities here out of Tulsa, but they did have direct service, I would assume, to New York at the time, and I think St. Louis as well. If I can find a more detailed route map, which there should be one in here, but the only one they have in there is just the world route map, which is probably just the route map anyway. So I'll just pull that up again. So right there, Tulsa, over to Oklahoma City and St. Louis, it looks like. Nothing to New York, at least not yet, so kind of old at this time. There's also some international advanced schedules. This is effective April 25th of 71, and they have 747 flights listed in here. A lot of cool stuff included. And then just flipping through the rest of it, there's general information way on the back, and then there's a nice little advertisement here on the back cover. So this is Getaway. Make your getaway on TWA. All it takes is a TWA getaway card, and you can charge all kinds of airlines, car rentals, hotels, and motels in there. A lot of notable names included, some that are not around with us anymore, and then there's a little calendar there at the bottom. Not sure what happened here. Looks like I ripped at the corners there on the back, unfortunately, but the front cover is perfectly fine. Now we move on to this North Central Airlines timetable, effective April 25th, 1976. Printed right around the time they got the brand new DC-950 added into their fleet, the aircraft type that went on to serve with Delta Airlines all the way up until 2014. Here's our route map here, and you can see Sioux Falls has a bunch of connections to all the small communities in South Dakota and Minnesota and beyond, over to Minneapolis as well. They had services as far west as Denver and then as far east as New York at the time. They say, I'll fly them on North Central nonstops. Sioux Falls to Minneapolis is listed on there, which I love. And I'll just pull up Sioux Falls in here. If I can find it. It should be on this page, or on one of these pages here. There we go. I think we got it. Yep, Sioux Falls. I just saw it on one of the other pages. It's like playing origami or something, but there you go. So there's Sioux Falls. You can see it lists the aircraft type, which is prop jet or jet. The Bolt type is a DC-950, which Sioux Falls never got to my knowledge. We only got like the DC-930s and then the Convairs very late into North Central's existence before they merged with Republic. Summer service is included in this issue as well, so that's noted on the back, and I don't think there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing notable here on the back, just some passenger information mentioned there. Moving into TWA, fitting for the Kansas City theme, effective August 1st of 76. TWA has more carry-on luggage compartments than any other airline. Being the best isn't everything, it's the only thing. And that was their slogan at the time there in the 70s, and I think into the early 80s as well, before they moved to "You're Going to Like Us" in that era. So there's our domestic route map. You can see, again, my good buddy Connor is lucky enough to have TWA for so long, so he has service to Oklahoma City and St. Louis, and then you see all the other destinations. St. Louis, not as much of a presence, as New York had, and then their international stuff over to Europe. You can see they had even some European domestic flights, which is pretty cool. Transworld routes. And then I'll just find Tulsa again, just because, just to keep things consistent, since that's what I started with, and that's what I'll do. I'll pick another city if Tulsa's not mentioned and Sioux Falls isn't as well. So I'll go ahead and find the Tulsa section on this timetable here, and there we go. And lists all the international destinations as well. So like Athens, Greece is the first one mentioned here, and you can see, obviously I have to connect through somewhere, mainly New York, to get to Greece. And then otherwise there's all the other destinations. In Oklahoma City, 4 daily nonstops to Oklahoma City, which is very interesting. That's like the Sioux Falls to Rapid City service on there as well. And then I'll check the back for anything notable, which I'm not seeing. I don't want to show the back of every timetable, but I'll just give like quick glimpses of it if necessary. Now move on to the last ever North Central timetable printed, June 8th of 1979. New nonstops from Minneapolis to Washington National Airport, the Reagan Airport, effective on June 25th. So that meant about a week before the Republic merger with Southern Airways took place. And there's a route map, the last ever one for North Central, and you can see they added a bunch of stuff down in Florida. Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, Bradenton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and a lot of East Coast stuff. Washington, Baltimore, Philly, New York, Boston. They even had, for Anderson here, Syracuse on there. Between Boston and Detroit, they had a nice service there. So you could either take that nonstop from Detroit to Boston or connect through Syracuse, which is very nice. And I'll go ahead and, I'll look at Syracuse, because why not? I don't want to look at Sioux Falls for all the same timetables. Let's see here. Syracuse should be on the next page. It's going to be right there with Sioux Falls. There it is right there. So there's Syracuse. Yeah, so very nice. And I'll find the Detroit section, which is right there. And you can see they had DC 930s at the time. Flight 363, a daily service, and then over to Boston, which is going to be up here. They had the DC 950s, which is very nice. So I may have to lend Anderson my SMA DC 950. And there's a funny story with that I never really told, so I'll just tell it here real quick. So I got the model back in the spring of 22, and I actually kind of pranked him with that. So Waffle Collectibles had it was like $80, and I told a little story to him that, oh, I didn't get it. I didn't get the DC-9, and then a few days later I came out and said, oh yeah, remember that North Central DC-9? I ordered it. So he liked to poke fun at it for a while now, and he hasn't really done it since, but now that I bring it up here in this video, I'm sure he's going to do it again, so I don't mind it at all. That's what good friends do. But I love the model. I have it. It's phenomenal, and hopefully if Anderson is able to do a retro Syracuse project in the future, because I know he did express interest about that in the past, hopefully he's able to find one, because I know those are a pain in the rear to find. I haven't seen one pop up since I got mine off of Waffle 2 years ago. All right, moving on, we have Republic Airlines. This is the first timetable that they printed on July 1st. Formerly North Central and Southern. We're building your kind of airline. And it's basically the same layout as the North Central timetables, but you can see the massively expanded route network. All the Southern Airways destinations are included on here. Denver has a couple new connections as well. Looks like they fly right through Wichita, Kansas, which is very interesting. This is still before the Hughes Air West acquisition in 1980, which I do have that timetable. I forget what episode I included that in, so you'll have to dig through my airline timetable playlist to see that. I just want to check if, yep, Syracuse is still on there, perfect. And it's still that little triangle there with Syracuse on the top if you want to take the one stop or the non-stop between Detroit and Boston. I'll go back to Sioux Falls here just so we can see what kind of crazy things were going on at the time, but I believe it would have just been all Convairs in Sioux Falls at this point in time. We were not fancy enough to get the DC-9s anymore, so yeah, everything's just listed all as prop jet, so Convair 580s. There are some DC 950s, but that's through connecting services onto other cities on like one-stop stuff. A little advertisement here in the back. New nonstop service between Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Washington, D.C., which was mentioned on that other North Central timetable. And there's a Republic Airlines logo, which includes 2 ducks to symbolize the merger of the 2 airlines. And we'll just see here if there's anything else, which doesn't look like there is. But there's the back of it, which has their postage information. 7500 Airline Drive, Minneapolis, Minnesota, zip code 55450. Now move on to a new airline in my timetable collection, and that's going to be Eastern Airlines from October 26th of 1980. Save 35 to 55% with our Super Savers. See page 2 for details. So there's the index section right there, just inside of the cover, and then there is a route map included. And you can see my good buddy Connor didn't get them, but however Anderson did. Syracuse up to Ottawa, I think, yeah, Atlanta, and DC and New York. So that is very interesting that Syracuse had quite the presence there. And then the closest for me would be MSP or Omaha, but probably Omaha since that's like only 3 hours, MSP's 4 hours. A couple West Coast destinations over there, and then there's just a broad view of it. And then, yeah, they had no South American stuff at this point. At least it's not listed here, but a lot of stuff in the Caribbean and a couple Latin American destinations. I do see Guatemala City included and a couple Mexico destinations as well. A little guide on how to use it there. The camera will focus. It'll take a minute there. And oh yeah, there's the Super Saver stuff. You can pause to read that. And then we'll go ahead and just flip to a random city in this case. Let's see. I don't want to do the hubs. It's going to take me too long. Let's do Norfolk, Virginia Beach. So there is Norfolk's section right here, and you can see how they format their timetable. It's pretty standardized, but there's like always some modifications from airline to airline. And then any advertisements in the back. I always like to look for those and see if there's anything unique in them. But I think, yeah. Oh yeah, there's one right here. Eastern's unlimited mileage fare. Fly to over 100 Eastern cities, 13 countries, and one magic kingdom for one low price. Call your travel agent or Eastern Airlines for more details. And then they have their slogan for the time. We have to earn our wings every day. So nice little advertisement there for the Walt Disney World there in Orlando. All right, so continuing on, we've got a couple interesting timetables. We have some local carriers now. We have Air Wisconsin first up, March 1st of 84, which includes the BAE 146 or Avro RJ on there. Now serving Flint, Michigan with 146 jet and Dash 7 flights. And there's a picture of a Dash 7 in there, which looks really cool. And this is the old livery. So this is the retro livery that they have on the CRJ 200, which is named El Guapo. And they did not have Sioux Falls. I think there's a route map in here somewhere, but there's some terminal maps. There's O'Hare, Cleveland Hopkins, and then Detroit Metro, which is the current airport. Yeah, the name is not coming to me right now. I'm talking too much about timetables right now. I believe there is a route map in here. Yes, there is. It's on the inside of the front cover, and there it is. Closest would be Minneapolis to me, and then Chicago, one of their main hubs. And then there's an announcement up here announcing Air Express, same-day service to anywhere on our system and often beyond. And then I'll go ahead and show just one of the random cities here. This is Elkhart, Goshen, Indiana. So there is a to and from section. The from is highlighted there in like a slightly darker color, so you can distinguish that from the departing flights. Then there's some passenger information on the back, and I don't think, yeah, no other advertisements. Then there's some postage information. Outagamie County Airport in Appleton, Wisconsin was their headquarters. Very interesting. That's why that city's so prevalent now. Then we have New York Air from the same day. Nice little marching band up on the front. The airline that works for your business. This is actually the St. Patrick's Day parades. That's what that is. And then I think that's right in front of the one of the buildings there in New York. And then here is the inside of it. We have the Flying Nosh. New York Air gives you the strength to face the Eastern Shuttle. The Flying Nosh is basically like their signature breakfast, I believe. It's like a, if I look here on the timetable. Yeah, so like a bagel with cream cheese in it. So that's very interesting. So I'd like to try that if I could find something as close to this as possible. I'm sure I could make it myself too, but I don't know what I can do with that. So you can see there's the timetable format for New York Air. Very nice. And then here is their route map. So they have service mainly on the East Coast, but they did serve cities like Detroit, Raleigh-Durham, Knoxville, Greenville, Spartanburg, and Savannah for Gavin. How about that? And also Orlando. There's a lovely New York Air Super 80, which I still don't have a Gemini Jets model of. I need to get that. I should have gotten it at Airliners, but I don't recall seeing one. Our same-day Apple turnover, announcing Apple Express, New York Air's same-day small package service. There's a little Apple Express stamp there, and then some general information on the back. It's a nice place to visit, and some other cool information. All right, so continuing on, we have Simmons Airlines. This is another one of these little regional carriers. June 1st of 1984, the Michigan Connection. Welcome aboard Pellston, Michigan, one of the new cities, which I think it's listed on here somewhere. Where is Pellston? I have not seen it. Okay, there it is, right there at the top of the lower peninsula there for Michigan. So there's the inside. We have some reservation numbers on the front, and then there is some, there's all the timetable stuff. And this one does fold out all the way, I believe. Yes, it does. Oh gosh, yeah, this is, this is a very long timetable. There's a nice picture of one of their planes. That's a Shorts 330, I believe, or 360. Welcome aboard. Fly the wide-body 360. Okay, so this is a 360 on there. And then there's some advertising stuff on the bottom there, that page. See if I can get this folded back up properly without bending anything or breaking something. There we go. So we got that there. There's some maps on the inside I do want to show as well. So there's a terminal map of O'Hare, Detroit Metropolitan again, and then also Milwaukee General Mitchell Field and Cleveland Hopkins. Then here's the back, which has another picture of the Shorts 360, Marquette County Airport, flying to more Michigan cities than any other airline. Now move on to some other new airlines. We have Sunworld International Airways up next, October 28th of 1984, with free stopovers in Las Vegas. Their logo is very similar to National there with the Sun King era. Okay, so on the inside here we have some... oh goodness, excuse me guys. I've been talking too much. So there we have some of the... this is service from Las Vegas over to their various destinations, frequency abbreviations, and other applicable details located there up at the top. And then there's some passenger information there on the bottom. And then here's the back, which has a nice little route map over to Oklahoma City, which is very interesting. And then a picture of one of their DC-9s that they had at the time. Sunpack counter-to-counter small package service, and then their executive office there, 2333 Renaissance Drive in Las Vegas. Now move on to PSA, once again, Halloween of '84. So this was a couple of years before US Air bought them out. There's some passenger reservation information there, and then there's a little timetable stuff here. So here's like Portland to Orange County, Phoenix, Reno, so basically anything on the West Coast. And I think there is a route map. It's buried in here somewhere. There is a destination map, so there it is. For business or pleasure, it's PSA, Catch Our Smile. So there's a route map again, you can pause to see it. And then we have Hertz Affordable Weekends, the #1 way to rent a car. So a little partnership there. You can get deals on renting cars with Hertz if you flew PSA. They also had a bit of a Walt Disney Travel Company thing in there as well. So they had another promotion for Disneyland over in Anaheim, I believe. And yeah, I'm still trying to look for that route map. Maybe the destination map was the closest. And then backtracking a little bit, Smile, you can be an executive flyer. And then there's a full advertisement there for PSA and Disneyland. Kids are free. So that's exactly what that was. Now we have America West from July 15th of 1985, which lists all the cities. They just started, I think, the year before. I think 84 is when they started. Sometime in the 80s is when they started service. Fly Free, introducing America West's free flight plan. So they had another interesting promotion in there. I'll get to that here in a little bit. Their slogan at the time, less fare, more care. And then there is a route map in here, which for some reason is of Northwest Orient. I'm not sure if... I was not sure initially if this was like a typo or something, or if this was part of like a promotion, but they do mention Northwest Orient over here for the free flight plan. So I think this is just a promotion that they had, so they put the Northwest Orient route map in there. So there you can see it with all the various destinations, and then a closer look at the US stuff, which is very crowded. Up in North Dakota, but nothing in South Dakota until they got Republic in '86. And I think there is a, yeah, there's a route map here. This is America West Airlines. Yep, the best connections under the sun, and they have service up to Lincoln, Omaha, and Des Moines, closest up there. And then we have Edmonton, Calgary up in Canada, Albuquerque, Wichita, Austin, El Paso. Yep, just kind of all the standard cities there over in the west. And then there's less fare, more care in there. Very nice. And then Fly Free there on the back cover, because they were really pushing the crap out of it, seems like. We have another unique airline up next, and it's fitting for the next Airliner show, Air Atlanta, September of '85. A very small timetable. There's the inside cover, and you can see they have a, looks like a bus and then one of their 727s. A couple more pictures in here, and you can see another one of their aircraft. And there's the inside of one of them. And then there's one of the pages for the timetables there. And then here's the back, which has some information, and they also had a little thing with Pan Am there for Pan Am Express. New cargo service. Air Atlanta now provides both air freight and jet exec small package service between the points of Atlanta, New York, Memphis, and Miami. So very nice timetable. I'm going to take a little intermission real quick. All right, we're back. A little intermission there just so I can take a breather here because I've been talking nonstop about timetables. So the next one that we have up, we have AirCal. We make flying easy, and there's a prominent route map there on the front. Actually, no, this is the back. Why am I holding up in the back? There we go. There's the front cover. System timetable from October 1st of 1985, serving sensational Palm Springs. With more flights than ever before, we make flying easy. And then there's another look at the route map so you can pause to see it. Everything on the West Coast, including Vancouver. And then we'll flip it open here and just show a sample there for one of the timetables, but there's a nice little promotion. Another Northwest Orient promotion, so that's very nice. And then there's some text down there at the bottom, Hawaii, Hong Kong, and London for the photos there. And then there's one of the sections. This is Portland to John Wayne, Orange County, Lake Tahoe, LA, everything in California, Nevada, all along the West Coast. And then we have some convenient airport locations. This is like gate information, San Francisco North Terminal, Los Angeles Terminal 1, and then now you can pre-reserve your favorite seat. Reserve your favorite AirCal seat up to 30 days prior to departure with our new advanced seat assignments. Another way AirCal makes flying easy, and then one of their 737 classics. And then some AirCal passenger information there on the last 2 pages. Very nice. All right, so now continuing on, we have Braniff II, December 12th of 1985. Now a daily nonstop service between DFW and Kansas City. The best low fare in the air. Braniff, believe it. And then there's some pictures. I think, yeah, one of them is San Francisco for sure, because the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm not sure the other two exactly. Maybe this one's like Miami, and then the other one, yeah, it could be Miami as well. I see a palm tree. There's a route map in here. This is what they had. The main hub out of DFW, rather, and then a smaller hub there in Kansas City with a number of destinations. Service in New York, LaGuardia, and also both Washington airports, National and Dulles. And then just sampling here. I think, no, they did not have Tulsa. That was the original Braniff that did. So I'll just show random city here. So there's San Francisco, Oakland, to and from destinations all listed there. The best low fare in the air doesn't end at the ticket counter. So a nice little advertisement about their cabin stuff, and then we have passenger information on the next couple pages. All Braniff passengers get reserved seating at Dollar Rent-A-Car. And then there's a picture of one of their 727s and then the Dollar Rent-A-Car logo. There's some more Dollar Rent-A-Car stuff here on the back. Dollar has reserved seating for all Braniff passengers, and then see some nice deals here on a couple cars. Chevrolet Civette, $18.95 per day on weekends. Chevrolet Cavalier, $29.95 for 24 hours. And then one of these luxurious cars here, the Cadillac Sedan DeVille for just $39.95 a day, or the roomy Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme for only $34.95 a day. And then continuing on, we've got a little quick reference schedule. I got this just because I thought of Anderson, of course, since it has Syracuse. This is a quick reference schedule from June 1st of 1986, mainly for upstate New York, and they have some new services listed down here. Allentown, Moline, that's Quad Cities, and Peoria, Illinois are some new cities. So this just lists only the cities that are mentioned there, but this is all like upstate New York stuff. So there is Rochester, that's for my friend Gavin. And then we have Anderson section right over here. A very nice section. Take us on a vacation this year. With Republic's low fares, you can afford to go away and play. We make you feel like flying. And then here's Republic Express, which got a nice, cool little plane down there. That is a Jetstream 31, I believe. And then there's a tail of one of their DC-9s. Perks, you've earned them. So that was their frequent flyer program that they had at the time. And then there's some phone numbers for reservations and air cargo, which I'm not sure if they work anymore, but I'm guessing they don't. So now we move on. Back to Sunworld Airlines. The fun starts here. This is from March 1st of 1987. Free Las Vegas stopover when flying through to other Sunworld destinations. And speaking of which, there is, or there should be, I didn't find really a route map in here, but they do list all the destinations, so it's all in here. So they have Vegas, Oakland, Oklahoma City, Ontario, Portland, Reno, San Diego, San Jose, Seattle, Spokane, and Tucson, all listed there. And then there's the back cover, or at least part of it. Join the fun one, frequent flyer program, and then we have Sunpack, they're like air freight service, and then there's the back. There's a newer livery Sunworld DC-9 that looks really nice, and then passenger information is listed on the back. Continuing on, we've got another America West timetable. This is from August 1st of 1987, which has some nice drawings of the various landscapes that they fly to. They have like mountains and desert and cities. That would be like New York, or actually no, that might be, no, I think that's San Francisco. That wouldn't be New York, so I don't think, yeah, they didn't fly there, at least that far. And then this is the nice little thing here. So question, two men are flying to the same city. One man paid $75 for his ticket, the other man paid $55 for his ticket. Which one deserves more frequent flyer credits? And then the answer, if I flip it over, the answer is obvious. That's why we designed Flight Fund. That's the frequent flyer plan that rewards you for the fares you pay rather than the miles you fly. So it's basically something like where the more you pay, the more you earn, I guess. So I guess they're rewarding the customers that do have deeper pockets. I do like the system better with the miles rather than, how much you pay. That's just my opinion, though. A move to improve at LAX. So they moved from Terminal 4 to Terminal 1 here, as you can see. So there's the old terminal setup, which is now much different, and they're still working on it to this day. I saw another advertisement pop up. There we go. The bus is on us. Shuttle service to Scottsdale or Mesa. So that's within the Phoenix area, and there's a picture of one of the buses. Reminds me of the American Airlines bus service in Philadelphia over to Atlantic City. And then we have, this is another sample here, so you can see how they set up the timetable, which just is only the destinations to. And then here's the back, which we have another route map, and you can see they did add Sioux City for a time, and then they had service to Lincoln, and then on to Phoenix. Des Moines is in there, service over to Omaha, and also Cedar Rapids. Very interesting. Springfield, Missouri listed in there, and then America West Express advertisement there. Then we have a nice little Dash 8 for America West Express. Less fare, more care. What's new at New York JFK, Baltimore Washington International, and at Chicago's O'Hare? America West Airlines and our luxurious new 757 jets. For reservations, call your travel agent or call America West. Now we have a nice piece of aviation history up next. This is actually a free timetable, and I didn't really explain this here. So some of the timetables I bought were from this guy called David Keller, or DKO. It's a really great eBay store of that name, so go check him out if you want some really good timetables. There's also a table that was just giving away timetables for free. There's a lot of duplicates in there as well, but there were some really cool ones in there. And this is actually one of those free timetables. I'm really surprised that they included them in here. But this is the last ever Pan Am timetable that was printed. October 27th, 1991, serving Latin America and the Caribbean for over 60 years, and all the cities that they did fly to at the time. And there's a nice little announcement here on the back, or not really nice, but this is just a significant announcement. Important news for World Pass members. And I'll go ahead and you guys can pause to read it. And then we'll go ahead and showcase the route map real quick. The very last one that ever existed for Pan Am, and there's the domestic stuff. The closest to me would be Chicago at this point. And there's a Florida close-up as well. And then we have their South American stuff, which was kind of their main focus at this point in time. They also had some seat configurations. They had just a 727 and A300, I think. Yeah, I think they got rid of the 747s by this point because they were really in dire financial state. This is just a sample here. So this is like San Francisco. So there's some of that stuff there. And then we have reservations. Pan Am reservations, may I help you? And then Pan Am holidays to the Caribbean and Latin America, now more affordable than ever. Price is guaranteed at time of deposit. We're with you every step of the way. And then there's the back there with just a little calendar. Unfortunately, they shut down on sometime December of 91. All right, continuing on, we have a first international airline here, South African Airways. Quick reference timetable from February 1st of 1993. And this one folds out all the way. So you have like Europe to South Africa, US to South Africa, so they had New York, Miami on there. And I think that was really the only international cities that they had at the time because the planes couldn't fly that far over to the West Coast, and they still don't fly to the West Coast as far as I'm concerned. South Africa to the United Kingdom in there as well. And yeah, this one's going to fold up. Very interesting. I've never handled one of these timetables, but there you go. So there's a back cover of this timetable. And then last but certainly not least, Northwest Airlines, April 3rd of 1994, which I've shown these plenty of times. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but there's some advertisements. Northwest gives you more direction in life as some new services that they would be planning. what it looks like, what it runs like. Northwest is the #1 on-time airline for the 4th year in a row. So an award that they got for being on time. And the Worldwide Reliability sticker included on there. Some people just know how to fly. And I'll show Sioux Falls, which shouldn't have changed too much. Sioux Falls, where are you? There you are, Sioux Falls, perfect. So there's all the services we got, DC-9s predominantly, with some airline services, and then, yeah, basically that's all that. And then there's some passenger information on the back. And there we go, that's all the timetables for this video. A very long timetable video at that, but hopefully you guys enjoyed, and thanks for sticking around. I hope to do more of these as we move forward. We'll probably have another couple installments sometime over winter break. We'll see what happens, and we'll proceed from there. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.